Hey guys, so for my question, what is currently being debated about today is should parents be permitted to opt out of required vaccinations? And this is problematic because children are injected with vaccinations or small dosages of illnesses or diseases while they're young and then again through their entire life. And I always wondered why so young? Why do parents need to do this? Why, are schools doing this and stuff like that? Like we're not really even sure of what is even put into our bodies. So why are we required to do it? And basically, it's problematic because parents can opt out of it, but should they be allowed to opt out of it? Because if this vaccination is really needed and is required and is obviously, a benefit, it is beneficial to the children or to, the public. If parents opt out of it, then are they putting their children in danger? Are they putting the public in danger? Friends, families, other classmates and stuff like that. So should parents be obligated to having so much responsibility to saying yes or no? And doctors and pediatricians want to benefit again the children and to make sure that they get the health requirements and the health needs that is meant for them. So yeah, by the end of this, I hope to have the most beneficial stance for myself, to also have a future stance for my children. So the first article I will be referring to is from the Los Angeles Times called Vaccine Opponents Hold Firm. The doctor interviewed in this article is Dr. Singha, an associate director of pediatrics and infectious disease. This article captures the viewpoint from parents and how the anti-vaccination movement is going in the United States. They fear that vaccines are unsafe for every child because every child is different, and so they believe that because of this, anything can happen. There's no definitive that the vaccination can or cannot work because, again, every child is different. So that was their stance, and Dr. Singha replies by saying, although they're seeing that fear, that pain, that sadness from a child getting an injection, they're actually benefiting them in the long run because they're not getting infected. They're immune to infectious diseases, and he wants to just put out there that people around the world are dying from this vaccine preventable illness, and the United States should be grateful to have this health requirement, this health benefit to them, because people don't have that in other places. And with more refusals happening in the United States, it's just adding up to the numbers of preventable illness deaths. This next article is a scholarly peer review from the Plus One Association for Scientific Studies, written by Dr. Gu, an experienced research associate with K&G Health Consulting. This article is more statistic-based, and Dr. Gu found that families with many children are at a higher risk of acquiring the flu when unvaccinated. And Dr. Gu specifies that families must vaccinate to prevent potential super spreaders. These super spreaders are families because if one child is sick, then the whole family will then be infected and further spread to the workplace or schools, all their classmates or each child spreading it to each different school, high school, middle school, elementary school, and now that family has acquired the label super spreaders. We need to minimize that super spreader. We need to minimize the spreading of vaccine preventable illnesses. This article is from Science News Magazine, and the journalist interviewed Dr. Cherry, a semi-retired infectious disease physician at the UCLA School of Medicine. Dr. Cherry understands the movement against vaccines and said that scientists in the past have tried a vaccine less painful to children. She then explains that the vaccine, although unpainful to the child, and they later realized that the vaccine was less potent. The original was more stronger and beneficial, and parents got their point across, but failed to focus on the main point of the vaccine, is the potency. The last article is from the Chicago Tribune, which was called More Docs Draw the Line on Vaccines, referencing Dr. O'Leary, an associate professor of pediatrics at the Children's Hospital of Colorado. In the article, He continues the effort from the doctors, specifically pediatricians. Dr. O'Leary stresses that the last thing doctors want to do is send families away, so by them even considering and actually sending families away is a strong stance and goes against their morals. Another statement from Dr. O'Leary is if parents don't believe that vaccinations are beneficial to each and every child, you wonder if they will trust you on other things, as doctors for them. And that was like a big turning point for me in my whole research process because, yeah, if parents don't even believe that, this one shot can benefit your child so much and can help you be so immune and preventable to other diseases, and again, it makes you wonder if they will trust you on anything else. So to conclude, I am for vaccinations, and I really believe that if I trust my doctor with everything else, that I should trust him in vaccinations.